Hi, everyone.
They didn't hear anything before? Well, we were just having a lovely conversation with all of you, and you did not even know that. So it was probably the most profound things we've ever said, and now you've missed it. And so we'll attempt to recapture it, but I'm sure it just won't be the same. Actually, we really are so glad to have you with us for our Connection Cafe. It's our way of connecting with you and you with us, and just kind of letting you and all of us know that we care about one another. So I'm going to begin, as I always do, with my colleagues saying a few things about their work and their ministry and what's happening this week. And I know Pastor Megan has had already a full day and is going to have a full afternoon as well.
So good morning, everyone. I met with the Pre-K 3, Pre-K 4 children at 10 o'clock this morning, and we discussed the calling of the disciples by Jesus on the Sea of Galilee, and it was tons of fun. We talked about their trips to the beaches and praying and names of people called by Jesus, and it was just a great time. And then I met with, separately, kindergarten and first, second and third, and fourth and fifth, and we are reviewing the Beatitudes. We started last week, and this week we actually heard all of the Beatitudes, the blessings and promises that Jesus gave during the Sermon on the Mount. So we're just starting with that, and we're going to learn some sign language next week to help us remember all of those Beatitudes. So they'll get a video from me this week with the signs, and then the story. And then also Miss Alex is sending a weekly music class out to all the children in those grades too. So that's a lot of fun. And this afternoon, I'm going to meet as soon as Connection Cafe is over. And we're going to meet with our graduates of our Touch the Water, Taste the Bread sacrament class. Traditionally, we usually give First Communion, even though we don't have a First Communion in the United Church of Christ. We've developed a program here for families so that their children can spend 6 weeks learning about the sacrament of baptism and Holy Communion. Usually we have the families come up on Pentecost Sunday and take communion with the whole church together. We did not do that due to the coronavirus, so we are going to be giving them First Communions today, one family at a time. And so already I have seen some gorgeously dressed people outside,
Nice.
And their families coming in to share in the sacrament together. And then this afternoon at 1:30, I'll be teaching the second session of the Biblical Female Voices. We're going to talk about Sarah and Hagar, and I wish we had enough time to let them all hear your sermon from Senate those few years ago. Pastor Lori gave a sermon on those two women, so it's going to be a full afternoon. But Pastor Aaron led our adult studies this morning, and that was our final one in this series. Next week we're starting a series with Dr. Amy Jill Levine, who is an Orthodox Jewish New Testament scholar at Vanderbilt. We're going to keep the same format of showing a DVD first of her speaking about the Sermon on the Mount. So all our kids will be getting kind of the same thing with our parents, and then we'll have discussion about it. But you want to talk about this morning? Because that was really good.
Oh, yeah. Well, I've been really sitting with this Ted Theo Ed talk actually for the past couple of weeks because I got to preview it. Dr. Ted Smith from Candler School of Theology in Atlanta talked about, what does it mean to commit ourselves and invest in and love things that we know are going to die, whether that be our loved ones or our churches, our institutions. And I've been just sitting a lot with that, and we had some wonderful conversation about what it means to love, even though we know that the things that we love aren't going to last forever. Because God loves things that don't last forever. God loves mortal things. God loves creatures. And so not only do we love like God when we love things that don't last, but we love with God. And reckless love doesn't care about being paid back or what the outcome truly is. Reckless love loves just for the sake of loving. And it's such a beautiful, beautiful reflection. So A couple of other things that I'll just name that happened for me this week. The high schoolers had a socially distant outdoor gathering for youth group, and thank you to Drew Sandbolt for helping out with that. We had a great gathering with them. No rain also, that was probably the best part. We didn't have to run under any cover. And we had the 7th of our 8 packed listening sessions. Our final one will be on September 30th. Our congregation has made a commitment to have 75 network members for PACT in our congregation, and we're already at 70. So hopefully we'll get 5 more at our final PACT listening session on Wednesday. And there was one more thing I was going to talk about. After worship, I'll join the Friends Who Church for some discussion on Zoom, and then the middle schoolers at 1:30.
Great, thank you. Well, I'm trying to reflect on the week. They go by so fast, and then suddenly we're on Sunday, and I'm looking toward the next week. But as I kind of think back, I appreciated those of you, quite a few of you, who joined me on Wednesday following the passing of Judge Ginsburg and just kind of the state of the nation and so forth. I heard, as you heard in my message this morning, from some of you who said, I'm just kind of anxious and feeling blue and sad about the state of the country. So we gathered, and I think we had a really good support group in a time of sharing and caring, but also a time for a call to action, and that there are things we do, and that helps us, I think, get out and get going. Then yesterday we just had such a fun Sisters on Sojourn group. Again, these are women of all ages who gather, and it was kind of a hoot, just having questions answered and reflecting on our lives. And there's always, even across the screen, we still have lots of laughter, which is really nice. Today at 12:45, most of you know, I am leading the second in a series on the Bible and homosexuality, or the homosexuality in the Bible, and what Sunday school you probably did not teach you about the Bible, so in this regard. So feel free to join me for that. And then this Thursday, we are starting our WISE month-long series on aging. And as some of you have said, perhaps you've never aged so much as you have over the last couple of months, but we know that all of us are aging. And so we invite you to come, and this week it is Aging Gerontology 101, and there's a better name for it than what I'm telling you, but I'm so happy that my sister-in-law, Dr. Rona Karasik, is going to be with us. She's a gerontologist and has done a lot of writing and working and teaching and publishing on this subject, and I think it's going to be really good. So all that information is in your bulletin and website and the app and all those usual places that we send you to. So as always, let's hear what Elena, our communications coordinator, is going to tell us.
We have a message from John Carson, who says, "Good afternoon to our wonderful pastors. Great to see you here. Aaron, that sounds so interesting. We have all lost people and creatures we have loved and struggled with the difficulty."
Yes, John, I will email you the link to that video. And anyone else, feel free to send me an email and I can send that out. It's a great video.
We also have a message from Nancy Morgan, who says, "Your sermon, Lori, was so on point with our thoughts, concerns, fears, and hopes, and the message was continuously comforting, giving assurance of God's continuous presence, even when it is sometimes not easy to feel it. Thank you."
Thanks, Nancy.
And those are our messages for today.
Terrific. I have one from Aileen and Ingrid. They say hi to everyone and bravo to Greg for his fantastic postlude worship concert. And I agree, it was outstanding. So we probably should have just had him play, and we would have been good today. It was really, really outstanding. So thank you to Greg and all of you for being with us. Aileen and Ingrid, you say, question, would you please explain? And then it cuts off, so I'm not sure what to explain. But if you want to contact me later, I'm more than glad to answer any questions.
Oh, we also got one. Jill Beach says hi to everyone.
Hey,
Hi,
Jill.
Jill.
Nice to hear from you always. So are we good? Excellent. I know we all have places to go, people to see, things to do. So thank you all and have a great week.
Bye-bye.